Hello, I'm Peter Vaughan, and in this glorious summer weather I'm at Rapido's 2025 convention at Mayenne in France, and behind me is the first of the new Dreamer models we're going to look at. So Dreamer, the Rapido campervan brand, and this is the new Dreamer Camper Sport, which, as you'll see, does exactly what it says on the tin. So it's based on the longest and tallest version of the latest Series 10 Fiat Ducato. You'll have noticed that new front end styling. So it's 6.36 metres long and 2.88 metres high. But the sport bit is all about what's back here, a super-sized garage. So should you own a motorbike like this Triumph Speed 400, well, it'll fit on board your campervan. And not only that, but of course you have a huge double bed above. But whatever your sporting gear, whatever your hobby, you should have plenty of space for it. And if it's a hobby that gets you dirty, then just lift up the end of the bed on a gas strut, climb on board, and you've got room to get changed. Not only that, but you've got this little folding jump seat here too. They certainly seem to have thought of the practicalities. The garage height is adjustable electrically too, so you can go from 1 metre to 1.4 metres high in there. Inside it's much more conventional, with this half dinette lounge and an 84-litre fridge that you can reach from outside. There's loads of headroom, of course, because this is on the extra high van. A little bit of worktop here at the end of the kitchen with its 2-burner hob, large drawers for storage, and a good sized washroom. But the key thing is that giant bed at the back. The washroom's behind a timbre door, and it's a reasonable, not huge, but it's a reasonable size, again with masses of headroom. I've got these useful pockets on the sidewall, but the key thing here is that the wall swings around and then you've got your shower space. Again, not huge, but certainly for me it's practical, especially as you've got a little shelf here for your toiletries, your shampoo and conditioner and so on. You have internal access into your garage, a very necessary ladder to get into bed. But once you're up here, well, it's huge, up to 2.1 metres long, according to Dreamer, and up to 1.7 metres wide, all on a slatted base for comfort. And you've got a small roof vent for ventilation, as well as these elasticated straps to keep your books and magazines and whatever conveniently at the sides. So maybe the Camper Sport isn't for you. Then how about something smaller, more conventional? Well, this is another new model from Dreamer, the City Camp. Now this one's actually badged City Camp by Campervans, that's the French market branding. In the UK it'll be City Camp by Dreamer, which will have its own dealer network, at the moment including many Dreamer existing dealers, but it is being sold as a separate brand, this City Camp by Dreamer, because it's a much more automotive product. This, of course, is the brand new Ford Transit Custom, an all-new van that will in due course sire the new T7 Volkswagen. So you've got a choice of power units and a slightly bigger van. This is the short wheelbase model at 5.05 metres long, and crucially it's 2.04 metres with the roof down. The City Camp is actually being built in Germany by Westfalia alongside products like the Mercedes Marco Polo and the Ford Nugget. So perhaps it's no surprise then to see features like these outdoor chairs. Quite comfy they are too, which store in this zipped pocket built into the tailgate. So no outdoor chairs taking up your valuable storage or clattering around the inside of the van. And then it's conventional really in the back here. You've got good boot space and loading through into the vehicle if you wanted to carry surfboards or something. But of course also if you're carrying smaller items you'd need to box them so that they don't all slide forward. Gas compartment at the bottom and your bed mattress folded on the top here, so it does increase the height of this area and you do lose a little bit of storage there. Not too many surprises in terms of the layout either, because it's the usual side kitchen format, but of course with twin sliding doors, which will make this much more practical as a daily use vehicle. And whether you're at home or abroad, you'll always have a sliding door on the safe, correct side to get out onto the pavement. Now, because of that, of course, the kitchen is shorter, but you've still got a single burner gas hob, a little sink, and a bit of top loading storage. The fridge is a portable one in a massive slide out drawer. And there's a cutlery drawer above that. Decent lighting with these strip lights down both sides. Roof bed is standard and that's on Froley springs, so nice comfortable bed up there. Back here, well, you've got your two swivel cab seats that turn nice and easily, and here you have a choice. You have a bench seat as standard, which simply slides forward and reclines to make the bed. In this version you have two separate, very automotive travel seats with armrests, very comfortable for travelling back here, and you can add extra seats. You can turn this into a 6-seater. These seats individually slide and remove, of course, so of course you can turn this into a real van for load carrying. Then at bedtime you simply fold each seat, just tip the backrests forward, and then the bed unfolds over the top. It's a good sized bed too, at 1.91 metres long by a maximum of 1.23 metres wide. Note also all the automotive plastic trims around the vehicle. It does feel very much like a OEM product. There are even nice details like these blinds, which are very easy to operate, although there are gaps at the side, so don't give you complete blackout. But what I expect you really want to know is what this new Ford Transit Custom is like to drive, because you're going to be using this as an everyday car. Now it is, well, a big change from the old one. It feels much more modern in the cab, a bit more premium, I have to say. This is a Tourneo rather than a panel van as the basis, so you do get things like the leather steering wheel, but the key thing is on this fully digital dashboard, this big screen for the sat nav and Android Auto and everything. All seems to be in Polish or something for the moment, so I'm not quite sure why. Yeah, it's a very nice environment, and it does feel very smooth and quiet. This of course is the 8-speed automatic with the automatic gear lever, for want of a better word, this sort of column stalk on the side here. Not sure about this sort of almost square steering wheel, a bit Austin Allegro-ish maybe, I don't know, perhaps that's unkind. But if you're thinking of a vehicle that you're going to drive every day, certainly this wouldn't disappoint. And I'm hoping to take our next van for a slightly longer drive. So now we've swapped into another new Dreamer product. This is the Capland. Again, a Ford Transit Custom in Tourneo spec. But this is the long wheelbase, so 5.45 metres long, still with a pop top, but with a very different layout that you'll see in a minute. But I couldn't resist taking this one for a bit longer drive. Again, you just select drive with this stalk, release the parking brake with a switch, and with this new 8-speed automatic gearbox, it is a very smooth drive. I have to say too that the ride quality on, well, these French D roads aren't perhaps quite as bad as some at home in Lincolnshire, but they're certainly not the best surfaces in the world, and this Ford seems to soak them up very well. It also seems to handle in a very reassuring, even slightly sporty manner, and Ford's always had a reputation for making cars that handle well. And you think of the Focus and the Mondeo, they're often class leading in terms of ride and handling anyway. And well, I think this new Transit Custom is going to be quite hard to beat if you want something to drive every day. Just remember, it is a little bit bigger than the old Transit Custom, a little bit wider, a little bit longer, and you will have to take that into consideration if you are truly looking for a multi-use vehicle. But one to enjoy driving, well, on first impressions, and I can't wait to have one of these in for a full test, on first impressions, they seem to have got it licked. So, as you can see, I've had the Capland resprayed from that grey into this very pretty metallic red. I think there's also a metallic blue and maybe a white as well. As you can see, it's the 5.4 metres, so the long wheelbase Transit Custom, and this one, the Capland, is built at the Fleurette factory in France, unlike the City Camp, which of course comes from Westphalia. And you can immediately see there's a big clue as to the layout, because the roof goes up the other way. Once again, you have twin sliding doors, so there'll be no issue when the right-hand drive ones come of the door being on the wrong side, because wherever you are, you have a door on the right side. Again, you've got a double bed in the roof, and well, it does feel quite a spacious lounge for a small camper, doesn't it, with the two cab seats swiveled. Now, this bench, of course, is never going to be as comfortable as the individual rear travel seats in the City Camp, but you have got Isofix, and well, it's probably going to be a couple of kids travelling here. Now, you could, I suppose, still call this a side kitchen layout, because well, the kitchen is down the off side, and you've still got typical campervan fittings, 2-burner hob and sink, and then, well, you've got plenty of drawer space all on these push to open catches, and a cutlery drawer at the end of the unit. Even a decent amount of worktop here. Back here, you've got a Victory Frigo fridge, only a small one. I think it's 45 or 50 litres, but nice easy access height. But it's back here where the Capland is really different. Open the big tailgate and, well, you could still just about get to the fridge and some of this rear storage. But now you'll note that there's a cassette toilet hidden under these cushions. Just take those off and lift up that flap. You've got a Swivel cassette toilet, just like you'd find in a bigger coach-built motorhome. But the really unusual thing is that there's a shower tray in the floor, and they actually provide you a curtain that clips around on these hooks to cover that area. I think you'd still need to be probably sitting down, or certainly not doing your hair standing up, to keep the water going into the tray. But, well, you don't often see a shower in a pop-top camper van. And if you thought that was unusual, wait until you see how the bed makes up. First of all, the driver's seat on this left-hand driver needs to be facing forward to get it maximum up towards the dashboard. But the bed makeup, well, the first part of the bed makeup is electric. Next, well, you'll spot these zips on the side of the seat, and you have to extract these supports, which then have a folding leg. There's 3 of these to do. And finally, in the wardrobe, you'll find 2 little infill cushions that slot in around the seatbelt mounting. So now you have your double bed. Still got access to your hob, your fridge, your toilet. Sadly not some of the kitchen drawers, so you'll have to make sure you've got your cups out for your morning cuppa. But the bed itself measures 1.93 by 1.24 metres. And if you're not sure about making up this bed every night, well, you could always use the double bed in the roof, because I think you'd struggle for storage for 4, certainly for 4 people's bedding in this small camper. So, Camper Sport, City Camp and Capland, 3 quite different, quite innovative new camper vans from Dreamer. Which one will be on your shopping list? Well, let us know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being with us on this French foray to see some really rather different camper vans before you'll see them in the UK.